Hi there, and welcome to the Mindful Marathon podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Michelle Quirk, a run coach and pediatrician. Mindful Marathon is all about helping runners of all types to run their own race. Whether you are a seasoned runner or you're just getting started, I want to let you know that you're welcome here and that you're in the right place. Hello, my friend. Welcome back to another episode of the Mindful Marathon podcast. I am super excited to be in your ears today, and thank you so much for listening. I have a great episode planned for you. To give you the background for this episode, it's the summer season. You might not have a race on the calendar for summer or fall, but sometimes this period of time can be a little bit difficult to navigate. There's a lot of feelings that come up, and yeah, we're just going to talk through all of that. And I think to set the scene for you, I want to go back to right after my first marathon and just explore that a little bit. So, I trained for probably about 6 months. If you count the 20 weeks of training and the build for the marathon, plus what came before it in terms of base building, I would say a good 6 months I had trained for it. And I had this amazing, life-changing experience running this race. And when I got back home, I was wanting to tell everyone I knew to go out and run a marathon and it will change your life. And I wanted to shout it from the rooftops. And I had such elation when I crossed that finish line. And really, for several days afterward, I think maybe the dopamine and serotonin was still on board for a while. But then there was this crash. And I'm not sure if you guys out there listening have experienced this too, but I felt a little bit lost. I had nothing on the calendar run-wise after that marathon. I had planned a period of rest, but I hadn't really thought much past the marathon because it was so much time and so much buildup. And yeah, there was really this lull after, and I was almost afraid to talk about it. I didn't know if other runners experienced this too, but it was almost like a post-marathon depression. That's the best way I could describe it. I was really sad that it was over, and I was thinking to hurry up and sign up for another one, but I knew that wasn't exactly the answer either. And so if you find yourself in potentially an off season of running for whatever reason, we're going to talk about what to do during this off season and how to navigate some of these feelings. So, in addition to maybe feeling a little bit sad or down that your big goal is behind you, there can also be feeling unmotivated or directionless. And I want us to reframe this and take the opportunity to realize that this is a time for joyful and low pressure running, if you want it to be. And so I have 5 off-season tips for us that we're going to talk through, and maybe some bonuses if we have time. So, 5 off-season tips. Okay, number one. Number one. So after you have finished your big race, whatever that was for you, or if you don't currently have something on the calendar, my first tip would be, what about a family fun run? So what I love about this, there are so many local 5Ks in the summer, all year long. The 5K distance, they are fairly common races, especially locally. So it's something that could be low stress because it's easy to get to. You can involve your family, so, partners, kids, cousins, bring them all. This would keep things fun and social and potentially pressure free. Of course, if you have speed goals and you want to work on your speed for the 5K, by all means, but I'm thinking more of a family fun run just to remember why you run and remember the joy in running, and maybe bring along some other family members along on the ride with you, because it's a little bit harder sometimes for kids to take part in longer distance races. So think about a local 5K. That's tip number one. Okay, tip number two. Use this time as a kind of fitness check-in with yourself. So, after your race effort, give yourself ample time to rest and recover. And then when you get back out there and start running easy again, maybe you might want to think about signing up for a race as a test of fitness. So, this is especially important if you might be building toward a fall half marathon or a full marathon. It would be a great chance to just test your speed, and in case you may need to adjust some of your paces, especially your easy pace and your long run pace ahead of the fall training cycle for whatever race is coming up. This would be a great time to maybe consider a summer 10K or a similar race distance as a way to basically measure your fitness ahead of that training schedule. So find something maybe a little bit shorter. I'm not saying you need to run a half marathon this summer, but consider maybe a 10K or something similar as a way to measure fitness. Tip number three, this is probably my favorite tip. Consider a destination race. Ooh, how I love to incorporate a race into summer travel plans. I'm thinking back, my husband and I have run several destination races. We took a trip to Oregon and we ran in Eugene. We have run in Monterey, California, beautiful. We have run in Chicago. We ran a 10K in Maui, in Hawaii. That was amazing. So, yes, incorporate a race into your summer travel plans. What I like to do here is you may already have dates for wherever you're going this summer, and a great website to find a race and find events by state and by distance is runningintheusa.com. So you can go on the website and pretty much filter the time period, the state, the distance. If you like triathlons or open water swimming, cycling, there are multi-sport events as well. It's primarily running events, but there are multi-sport events as well. Sometimes you might be able to find something that would be interesting for the whole family, but I really love running in new places. And so this could be a fun way to work something into your vacation. So work your running into your vacation, maybe do it along with your family. A lot of friends like to mark off doing a race in every state. I know a lot of friends have goals to do, for example, a half marathon in every state, but a race in every state would be a really cool thing. Now let's move on to tip number four. So, number four is focus on the fundamentals. So, in this period of off season that we're calling it, it's the perfect time to strengthen your running foundation. And what I mean by that, maybe you're not running as many miles as you usually would with a race on the calendar and within a training cycle. So, this would be a really great time to work on things like strength training. A lot of runners don't love to strength train, and we often use the excuse, or I definitely do, that I don't have enough time in my schedule for strength training. So, with all of the run training I'm doing, it's sometimes hard to work in the strength. So, this is a perfect time to really prioritize strength training. The other thing would be focus on mobility and flexibility, and whatever that means for you. Maybe a concerted effort to do a lot more stretching, some yoga. And then one of the other things that I would include in the fundamentals is really your sleep. So, this is a great time to really place a lot of importance on rest and recovery, especially if your running load has decreased a little bit. So, really prioritize sleep and your sleep routine. It will certainly help you when you go into your next training cycle to come at it feeling rested and refreshed. Okay, and then tip number five, I'm calling this one mindful maintenance mode. So, this is an opportunity to explore some mindfulness with your running, especially if you aren't currently doing speed work or you don't have a training plan or a race that you're training for right at this moment. This is a really great time to explore running by feel maybe running without your trusty fitness watch, and really tapping into that level of effort scale. So, if you have listened to the podcast or followed me for any length of time, you know I talk a lot about the effort scale, the level of effort scale. So, this goes from 1 to 10. 1 would be a brisk walk, 10 would be a bear is chasing you and you're huffing and puffing and red in the face. And I talk a lot about running our easy runs easy and trying to stay in a conversation pace, which is really a level of effort of about 2 to 4 out of 10. So if you and I were jogging together, in theory, we could talk, maybe not as easily as I'm talking now, but we could have a conversation back and forth. And sometimes when we run with our fitness watch, it's hard to not pay attention to the numbers, and it's hard to truly admit to ourselves, are we really running easy? Is my effort level really a 3 out of 10 right now? And so in this off season, this summer, especially with the heat, it might be a great time to just explore running by feel and see what shows up for you, see if you like that. The other thing that I would include here would be exploring new routes. So this might be a chance to explore some new places to run in your neighborhood or nearby, some new trails. Try running by feel, try running without a watch, explore new routes, reconnect with why you started running in the first place. This is a great time to do that. And then I'm going to give you 2 bonuses. So 2 bonus tips for the off season. The first one would be set some creative goals for yourself. So if you're someone who loves structure, you could try maybe 1 new route each week, or reading or learning something new about running, or picking a running book a month to read this summer. But something to tap into your creative side and just to keep things interesting and switch things up a little bit. So creative goal setting. And then the second bonus tip I will give is this is a great time for reflection and reconnection. So, what I would do here is take some quiet time, use journaling, and write down a couple of things. One would be what went well in my last season or during my last training cycle. What did I learn? And then last, what do I want to experience next? And you might not have an answer right now. What I would do is go back and replay this part when you're home with your journal and think about it. Just press pause in between. So, what went well in my last season or training cycle? What did I learn? What do I want to experience next? And I think when you sit with it, this is really where mindset shifts and clarity around your goals can really take shape, especially if you're not sure what your running season looks like up ahead and you may not have a summer or a fall race on the calendar, and that's okay. The answers will come. So, really take this time to celebrate your last training cycle, and we'll see what emerges after that. So I think that about does it for our episode today on tips to navigate the off season. I hope that you found it helpful. And again, remember to go back and do some journaling later today once you are home and cozy with your journal and your pen. And so I want to invite you, if you have a fall race up ahead or you're thinking about running a fall race, please get in touch. I would love to help you build toward your next season, whatever that looks like for you. I currently have one-on-one coaching spots available. If you head to the show notes, there is a link there to get in touch with me, or you can just head over to my website and click on the Contact Me button, and you can send me a direct message there. So thank you again so much for joining me. Really grateful to be in your ears today. And I can't wait to see you next week on another episode of the Mindful Marathon podcast. Have a great week and happy training, everybody. Thank you for listening today. If you enjoyed the episode, please share it with a friend. And if you have a moment, please rate and review the podcast so that we can reach and encourage others to tie on their sneakers and join us out there on a run. See you next time.